Hello!
Hello!
Oh, hi.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
We're live.
We're
Yes, we're
really
live.
prepared.
I didn't hear him say that. Oh, hello there. Hello, and welcome to Black Dragon Roleplay, where we are not professional voice actors, we are not gaming gods, we are just a group of friends that have been brought together through the love of story who want to share our tabletop adventures with all of you. A few things before we start our session proper. We are so glad that you are here watching us live on Twitch. We appreciate all the support we have here. If you are new here and want to keep up with the campaign, please drop us a follow. If you'd like to support us, then there is a subscribe button. Drop your primes, sub for some emotes, or support the stream. We greatly appreciate everyone who has done that. We also have a YouTube. We have YouTube, we have social media, we have Discord, we have our personal links. All of this and more can be found in the on this very page on Twitch, just below the video player by scrolling down. We are now 20 plus episodes into this campaign, so if you've missed anything or would like to watch the show from the beginning, please take a look at our YouTube page. Every session is posted there, typically the same week. Shout out to Ryan, who manages to do that for us. And for you fine people who can go there and smash that like button. Give us a like and all that creator content lingo. That sounds like I should be living in an overpriced house with 10 other people playing scripted pranks on each other.
Wow.
We play D&D. Yeah, thank you. I tried to incorporate, trying to freshen it up a little bit. Yeah. I'm hip. We play D&D, but we also play video games on this channel and do other things. This Sunday, join us for Brand. Dante and I will be playing playing Payday 2,
Payday.
robbing banks jewelry stores, and all of that. It's fun stuff. Join us Tuesday for Thumper and the Moose, aka Tuesday nights where we play through the Xbox Game Pass in hopes that someone from Microsoft will stumble upon our stream and sponsor us. That's the official title. Last week I think we went and we played, I think this week again we'll probably play a cyberpunk-inspired game called The Ascent. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Somewhat glitchy, but it was good. It was very fun. Hashtag sponsorships available.
So much fun.
Yeah, it was good.
No witnesses.
No witnesses, not at all. Our recap from episode 26, The Face of the Party. After spending an evening to regroup at Wonderkeep, Dante, Branimir, and Saoirse make their way back to Ropeburg for a supply run before heading into the mountains in search of the Death Mercy Blade at the Shrine of the Starcaster. Our adventurers spend most of the day looking for and buying objects for their new home, for their new house help of Jeremiah, who will be looking after the estate in their absence, and for their upcoming travels. While gone, Camiel and Jeremiah will have a stimulating conversation about survival. He also shares another soundbox recording detailing the Battle of Vindex, where they save a group of townspeople from a group of lizard folk. Later the next day, after the group returns, Bran and Camiel tend to their garden the next morning, revealing a few details of Bran's past, including life on the farm and his many siblings. The party begins their journey south when one of their first rest points, Saoirse feels a deep pull on her, similar to that of her primordial awareness. This time it is not just a feeling of darkness, but a series of images and a cry for help. As soon as each of the members are aware of something is wrong, each feels it in their own head. A dark pool, a series of images, ending with a cry for help. Eventually, the group finds a sunken mud hole with a dome of magical darkness covering a 60-foot space. When trying to communicate, it only asks help telepathically. After an unsuccessful and uneventful attempts to enter the darkness, Dante leans his face into the darkness, instantly regretting it as he pulls his face back. It is burned with acid and has a large area of skin that has seemed to have been burned with acid. And that is where we left off, as Dante kind of pulls back his face, and you see this, for just a moment, you see these kind of ichor-like attachments that kind of pull off and then sucker down back into the darkness as Dante pulls his face back, and something was hanging on it and something now falls off. You do see like a big kind of pot-marked face now that where his skin has been burned by this acid. What are you guys doing?
Please keep going. I want to hear more about my disgusting features.
trying to censor it. We have younger audience members sometimes.
Dante's he's howling in surprise and pain as he sort of like falls back, sort of starts stumbling back from the darkness, if he can.
And I called for initiative right after that happened. But if you wanted to, I would say that you would be able to have, your dex sign of, you'd get a reaction off of that if you wanted to take one.
That's basically his reaction, scrambling away.
Yeah.
Scrambling back to get out of the way of anything else that may try to burn away delicate parts of his body.
Okay. So you can move your token if you wish.
I can still see, right?
You can still see. There's nothing wrong with your vision itself. It's just into this darkness, there's nothing changed. There's still this basically 60-foot dome of magical darkness that is impenetrable.
That's cool. Because Bran blessed us with 5 temporary hit points. I only really took 3 hit points, and I know it's the face.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't blind or anything like that.
No, there's no. I would say, acid is a cruel thing, but especially in the face. But I would say, yeah, you would definitely see the marks that it's left on your face. And probably that aid would help that, I kind of went overboard on my description last week, saying it was like, the Joker's face kind of dropping down. But
it's great.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely, you could see marks where the acid has touched it, and you can see where it's kind of burned, that chemical burn, kind of a look to it on one side. But nothing horribly disfiguring at this point.
Dante stumbles back towards Bran, and it's just sort of like he's not trying to touch it because he knows he can feel it's burning, but he's trying really hard not to. And he's just like, "Oh God, it hurts! And then he turns to Bran. Bran, oh God, can you help? Do you think the girls will like it? Oh my God!
Dante's mind is beautiful.
Having Dante kind of like reel back and lean onto him as he just blabbers on about his face. I think Bran is immediately just shocked by seeing Dante. Like, how bad is his face? Is it like melting, or like is it just kind of burnt? Like,
yeah, I would say you've definitely
stroke.
seen worse things. It's definitely hurt. You can definitely see where the chemical burn has kind of marked it up, but it's not horribly disfiguring at all.
Oh shit. Bran would just kind of grab a hold of Dante and try to steady him, because I think Dante's a little hysterical at this point.
Should you urinate on it, Bran? Should you urinate on it? I hear if you piss on it, it's the urine. It cancels out the acid or something like that.
Yes, it's a giant jellyfish under a dome of darkness.
Right?
Bran turns over to Camiel and just like furiously shakes his head like, no, it is not true.
Alright,
Thank you.
well,
It's
you
okay,
want to be
Brett.
okay.
I can take it.
It might have just made him a little crazy. He might just want somebody to do that to him, but I don't judge.
I guess after a quick inspection of Dante's face, I think Bran would be able to dictate that it's despite the severity of like acid on the face, it's not as terrible as like requiring immediate action.
And how much actual damage did you take on that, Ryan?
Well, I actually only took 3 damage after the 5 was taken off from 10 damage.
Yeah. So I would say that the aid would be of help. So whatever you did, that aid that you had taken, you would bless him with, that kind of aided in his able to kind of take that impact and move quicker and reduce that damage.
Yeah, Bran would just turn to Dante and notice the fading embers of little green ethereal energy kind of fade from his face, and he just say, "Uplifter saved half your face there." Okay,
that's good. It stings.
It's not too bad.
Just a little bit. It stings.
Why would you put your most important, the most important part of your body in that thing?
Does this mean I get to wear a face mask? He's
you
intentionally ignored that.
You
Couldn't worn a mask.
You look fine. You look fine.
Yeah.
She kind of looks at Bran, right?
It's okay. He touches his chin to see if it's still there. That's good. It's still. Oh, it's a bit loose. I don't know.
Ooh. You could have worn a mask without burning your face off, you know? Just as an option, you know?
No. If you're gonna wear one, you have to wear it for a reason.
I'd be happy to stitch you a little something.
It stings. I think it's going away.
Well, I heard that women like scars on men,
They do.
right?
Definitely in the stories. Yeah, of course.
Ow.
Help me.
Oh
Shut up.
Oh, there's that voice again.
It hurts.
I'm gonna say that we're out of initiative by Dante backing up. Whatever is happening has stopped. There's no reaction past what happened when he entered the circle.
Ah.
Did you see what attacked you?
No, it was really dark in there.
Oh dear. Well, we should move away and camp and Bran will figure this out in the morning. Right, Bran?
Well, we can determine that is definitely some sort of magical dome, as Emmy can confirm.
Something in there is hostile. Just a little bit.
It is maybe just a little.
Definitely hostile.
So it is a trap.
It would appear so.
Ooh. I'm trying to think if I have something that that we can use to look inside. One thing I've already scratched off the list that's not going to work, but hold on. I'm looking at my scrying, but I wonder if that's you can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence. Target makes a wisdom saving throw. If target knows you're casting, on a successful, target is infected. On a failed, the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you. Oh, okay. So again, as if you were there, and I can't see in magical darkness.
Right.
Dang it. Okay, I need something that can like see through the eyes of something I'm looking at. That's on my list of spells to find.
Does acid burn? Emmy, does acid burn at all? Ow.
Well, Dante, looking at you, I'm gonna go ahead and use my inference skills and say yes, acid will burn.
No, okay, fine. He'll stop just like pretending to be like, ow. He'll stop it and just be like, okay, that's not exactly what I meant, but that is fair enough that I wasn't clear. Does it burn with fire?
Is it combustible, you mean?
That's probably the word I want.
It would depend on the composition of the acidic entity, but in general, unless it's oil, unless it's like oil or something. Otherwise, I don't think it's gonna catch fire.
All right. Well, it's just a thought. I'm just gonna go over here, and he just starts pulling out his air quote water skin, and starts drinking from it.
Now there is.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
She suspects that she's like, as she's considering what he was thinking, she suspects. She says, I do. If we don't want to go in there ourselves, I do have some little buddies who might be able to go inside. Oh,
What do
a
you
buddy
mean
I
by
could
that?
call on. Well, and I am looking at my summon elemental.
Mhm.
Creature is an ally to you and your companions in combat, shares initiative count, obeys verbal commands. It's like an elemental spirit. So
Can you
like
see through it,
something that
though?
would be I can't, but if it's magic, maybe it can see through magic darkness. I don't know how it all works.
Can it?
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Do you have? Did you say it can see in darkness?
I'm trying to see. So you call forth an elemental spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space you can see within range. Corporeal form uses the elemental spirit stat block. You cast the spell, choose an element: air, earth, fire, or water. Creature resembles a bipedal form wreathed in the chosen element, which determines traits in its stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends.
I don't think they have dark vision, but sorry, they can't see through magical darkness. But an earth elemental has dark vision and tremor sense. So that's kind of cool in that it should be able to locate something in the dark. So if it can't see, a tremor sense at least allows it to see sense which direction it's coming
Right
from.
where it is.
But can you
Is it
communicate with it?
So, God damn it, babe.
No, because I know you have to like
Primordial.
speak primordial or
Yes.
something in
So
order
languages, languages that it has is primordial, and understands the language that you speak.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So that means it would be able to communicate back to you if it were to survive the ordeal inside what it saw.
It understands the language that you speak and then speaks primordial. So do you know primordial?
No, but I can also just offer it commands versus it. Maybe it can send me a message.
knows
Oh.
primordial.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Okay.
go.
Here
And
we
it
go.
is a companion to my. It is an ally to my companions.
Cool.
So I can send in like an earth elemental, and they can duke it out kaiju style.
Do it.
Oh my god.
Or at least we can get a sense of what's in there.
Pacific Rim.
Now, in order to communicate what it's saying, can it speak directly to Saoirse as an ally?
It says it knows language as a primordial. Corporeal form. Yeah, it doesn't say that it can't.
All right then. So as
We
Emmy's
can be the
explaining, like
interpreter.
as Emmy's explaining, like how she summons the elemental spirits and what language it speaks. If Saoirse mentions that she can speak primordial, then Emmy just kind of claps her hands and says, "Well, fantastic! At least one of us can go inside and hopefully not get acid death."
You
ooh.
mean what you're going to summon, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to
Although,
clarify.
if we use the water elemental, I don't know what other features the water elemental has, but it is resistant to acid damage, in fact.
That's good enough for me.
Which one is?
The water elemental.
It has dark
I'm
vision.
trying to
but
see. Dark vision, passive perception of 10. My cat's destroying something on the other side of the room. It says that its stat blocks come from whichever. Hang on 1 second. My cat is actually destroying things. Sorry, one second.
Yep. Yeah.
I think it's just using like your base elemental.
Yeah, it's using the stat block that's provided.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it says acid resistant for water. So
yeah.
that's good. That's fine.
But I know we wanted that tremor sense or something for the.
It has
Earth.
dark vision and passive perception. So yeah, it does not have tremor sense. It does have dark vision. But that will not see
Is the
through
what?
magical darkness.
Right. I still probably say we send the Earth one in, just to get some kind of sense of what we're dealing with. Unless there's another one that could better sense whatever's in the darkness, because we can't see. I don't know how tremor sense works.
It's just tremor sense. Just I think you get advantage on detecting movement and stuff like that. I believe, but I'm not 100% sure
Okay.
because I haven't looked at it.
Where does it say that? Where is it? It says that Earth.
Yeah, Earth Elemental has tremor sense in senses. There you go.
Yeah, which determines certain
Yeah,
traits.
but these
in
aren't.
its
This
stat
isn't
block.
full. This is from Natasha's. It's the stat block is in the spell itself.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's just these things. Okay.
Yeah, it's the only the stat blocks that are used within the thing. So it doesn't say
Gotcha.
it's all of them. No matter what elemental you use, it all has dark vision of 60 feet.
Oh. Okay.
So the only one that would have any kind of advantage would be the water would have acid only.
Well, didn't Bran said he has the ability to dispel magic? Isn't that right, Bran?
I do, but I do not have it prepared on me as of the moment. So we would have to have a rest, and I would have to swap it out.
We could camp near the thing and keep an eye on it and take turns posting watch throughout the night.
That's just assuming that dispel magic can actually affect this thing.
Well, as you can see, and he just points to his face, it's probably best if we try something to get rid of the darkness. I mean, I'm happy to go in there if we have to, but this time I'll put the
Dante,
shield in front of my face, I think.
Maybe we shouldn't go back in there.
It's not the best idea. I'm not looking forward to getting whipped in the face again, but
I'm still happy to send in. I'm happy to send in the water elemental to take a feel for us, or maybe even kill the thing. We can still kind of send in blind attacks. It's how big is the darkness again?
Darkness 60 feet.
60 feet around.
Yep, and 60 feet tall.
I'm looking at the attacks on the elementals. Squeezing elementals make number of attack equal to half the spell's level. Spell attack modifier to hit. Oh, it's 5 feet. Okay, so it would be pretty blind. Well,
I'm up
it was
with
worth a try.
whatever Emmy wants to. If Emmy wants to try at least sending in something.
If I can send him in kind of slapping around blind, maybe we'll get lucky.
Or, okay, how about this? If you were to send in an earth elemental, that would be able to possibly see the creature, correct? Because of its tremor?
No.
No.
No, not
It
at
uses
all.
the same
No.
stat block as the
No.
in the spell.
But if that creature is as vicious as it seems, then it'll come to the elemental, and the elemental won't have to look for it. It'll just engage, apparently. And she kind of
Unless-
points towards Dante.
Unless these are ranged attacks.
It's resistant, and it can tell us which direction the attack came from, because it speaks
Are they
primordial, and
earth
our friend
elemental,
Saoirse
or the
can.
water?
All of them.
no, the water,
Oh, they're all
the wa-
resistant.
No, the water element.
No, the water elemental is resistant to acid, but they all speak primordial.
Okay. Because if you
So
want
we
to
can
send in the
understand.
earth elemental, I could, what is this? Protection from energy? So that it has resistance to acid?
It just doesn't have any other kind of special bonus or anything, except can move through space is narrow. No.
The only difference is it has a burrow speed.
Yeah, I was looking for the speed. Yeah, it could go underground and
It
come
has
up
a burrow
wherever.
speed. Yeah. Earth elementals have a
Sure.
burrow speed.
You wanna
Water has
tag?
a swim speed.
Yeah, air has a hover,
It's probably
fly.
just as easy to send the acid one in anyway. Sorry, the water one in anyway because it has resistance to acid, so you don't have to waste a spell.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
I'm sure
it's
they'd be
entirely
happy
up
to
to you.
help. Sure. And if it doesn't work and we're gonna rest anyway, then we'll rest up.
Yeah.
All right. So Emmy sits down with her grimoire. She gets closer to the darkness without actually going in. She leaves like a solid 10 feet between her and the darkness, ignoring the help and the crocodile tears. And she will cast Summon Elemental. Let me see.
Okay. Actually, we have the map on Roll20, so you can move where you want to go, and then
Oh, that's
I put
right.
a water elemental token in there, so you should be able to see it.
So this is the dead space. This is the darkness.
Yeah, there's a big mud pit, and then within the mud pit is a darkness.
Okay. You said you put the water token?
There's a water elemental character token there.
Hey.
You see it?
I see the sheet, but I don't see the token.
You just drag it out. Here, I'll drag it out.
I was like,
Oh, wait.
what am I missing?
Hold on. I'm on the wrong side.
I got it.
There you go. I think it's large, though. Is it large?
It can squeeze, so it doesn't make a difference.
It's medium.
Oh, it's medium.
Yeah, medium elemental, and it can squeeze into spaces as narrow as 1 inch wide without moving, or move into spaces as narrow as 1 inch wide without squeezing, I should say. It's amorphous.
Okay. So you take a moment and open up your grimoire. You open it up and you begin casting this, and the wave of energy kind of floats from you and from this book and swirls around you and swirls in an empty space between you and the other characters. And for a moment, you feel this humidity just kind of fill the air around you as the energy releases, and in front of you is a water elemental. It's I don't even know what exactly the size would be, but it's medium, so it's not super large. It's bigger than all of you, probably 7 to 8 feet tall, but has a very unique feel to it where it is constantly moving. The only time that this looks somewhat familiar is when you saw something like this, but it was made of fire. For those of you who had been to Cicatrice.
And Emmy says, "Hello, friend."
As you see this kind of swirling water just standing in front of you, waiting for your direction.
Fantastic. So, we've got a little bit of trouble in that darkness. Need you to go on in there. You're resistant against whatever it can do because it seems to have acid as its primary form of attack. But we need to know what that thing is, whatever you can sense of it. And if possible, you can go ahead and kill it.
Yeah. Seriously, you just heard, okay.
Yeah, okay. She would. Yeah, that's why I moved her over closer to Emmy. She would lean in and say, I think it finds it acceptable. It just said okay.
Excellent. I'm glad that we find these to be agreeable terms. And so she indicates to the darkness to send the water elemental inside. It has a
Okay.
movement of 40 feet.
So as soon as it crosses this barrier into the darkness, it sets 1 foot in, and all of a sudden it does get attacked.
Is it considered a surprise attack if we've already warned it that there is going to be something in there attacking
No,
it?
it would be a regular attack, but it will get. It will. I won't roll initiative. It'll just be back and forth, starting with my item.
Okay.
It will have a +5 to hit, so roll. And this is coming within the darkness, so you see him kind of half disappear into the darkness, and then all of a sudden you hear him react as this. You see him kind of being pulled in, jerked into the area.
You need to know his AC.
Yes.
So it looks like armor class is 11 plus the level. So it's going to be 16.
I rolled a 2 on my to hit, so a 7. So as it kind of wraps, as it disappears into the darkness, you feel him kind of being pulled in, but he does not take damage. If you want to attack, you may attack.
All right.
It would be at disadvantage because he cannot see anything.
Right. Now, when he was hit, did it feel like it was a ranged attack, or did it feel like he was struck by something?
You do not know because he would not be able to say anything at that point. He would be just kind of pulled in. He's not giving you like a play-by-play. All you see is him kind of disappear into, and then get where you should see one more step. You just see him kind of be yanked down and pulled into the darkness deeper than he was. You can still see the back of him kind of barely sticking out at the edges of the darkness. Just, a few drops of water lapping at the side of this darkness, but most of it is gone completely.
Okay. So it takes a turn immediately after me.
Yep.
Although I know they're the only two in initiative at the moment, sort of. So Emmy is going to, after seeing it get kind of sucked in, Emmy's going to call out to it, are you all right? What's going on in there? And then I guess simultaneously we'll have it attack.
He said, "I'm fine."
He's such a sport.
I
like him.
Yeah, and Sirsha would relate that. Oh,
He's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. No,
They're fine.
Oh, I like these guys.
Go ahead and roll an attack roll.
So let's see his attacks. So he has slam. It's a melee weapon attack. Spell modifier to hit.
So it's
Spell
just like
attack
you
modifier.
rolling your So it's just like you rolling a spell, trying to hit with a spell. It's your attack modifier.
But I'm not sure which one to click.
On D&D Beyond,
Yeah.
if you go to spells, there should be a attack modifier or a spell modifier on top of your spells. Your spell numbers there. One of those is your spell.
Spell attack +8.
There you go. There you go.
Did it go?
No.
I'm being such a grandma about this.
So So when you roll it on D&D Beyond, you have to let the dice roll out completely and stop, and then it'll actually transfer it. It won't do it until it does that. If you interrupt
Okay.
it, it doesn't see it.
Spell. I see the hit. And I could also just do a roll d20 plus 8,
Yeah, if you want
if
to.
that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So 15.
Okay, so 15 to hit.
Um,
Oh, right, disadvantage. Sorry, one more time. Or 17. So 15 to hit, yeah.
yes. Yes, they hit. So roll your damage on that, which is 1d10 plus
Plus
1d10
4.
plus 4 plus the spell's level. So
Let's see
whatever
if
you
it'll
cast that at,
calculate
if
it
that was a
correctly.
4th level, so it's 4. So it's 1d10 plus 8.
Oh, okay, so it didn't do it correctly, but it's going to be 14 plus 4, so it's going to be 18
Yeah.
damage.
Okay. You, as this thing kind of takes its hand and kind of can see the kind of flare up over the top of the darkness and then kind of get large, almost like it's creating its own like large wave of water that crashes down directly underneath of it, directly into the water, and you see it disappear into the darkness, and then you hear the "Help me, help me, help me," as now the voices in your head become multiplied.
Well, I don't like that.
Why are there more of them?
I don't know if it's more or if this thing is in some kind of panic.
Well, panic is good. Dante just
Is
sitting,
it-
I
sitting
wish I
back,
could
just
see it.
sipping.
Is it consuming anything that enters and becomes one of whatever that thing is?
I don't know. It hasn't consumed my elemental.
The elemental can crash down upon it. You felt like a rumble into the ground because of this almost tidal wave effect on it. You can tell that if there was something there where it hit it. When you heard those help me's again, it's a different pitch. You can tell that there was damage done, but almost at the same time now it has become multiplied.
Right. So we're not sure if it's multiple entities or if it's some weird, I don't know.
You're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
It will attack back. It will attack
It's like
back.
playing a video game.
It will attack twice. So the first one hits 8, which probably does not hit. The second one hits for 21, which I'm assuming does hit the elemental.
Yes, it does.
What's its armor class? Yeah.
16,
So you're... Yeah. Okay. So it would take 29 points of damage. Is it resistant or is
Yes.
it...
So does
Yeah.
that have it?
So halved, yeah. So it would be 19 points of damage.
Whew. I should probably keep track of this. It started with a bunch. Alright.
50 plus 10 for each spell level above 4th.
Yeah, so it's at 60 to start.
Did you cast it at 4th level or 4th level or 5th level?
Level.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which I just
So
figured we're
that
just throwing
damage
it
would have been
all out.
that damage would have been 1 more then. So, the damage you gave to me. So,
Oh, okay.
oh shoot. 90. Oh, I did it wrong. There we go. Sorry, hold on 1 second.
Oh, right, because it's 5th level, so it's 1d10
5th
plus
level
4
instead of
plus
4th.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
my
it's
tracking
19
got messed
damage.
up.
No worries.
90. Okay. Um.
How much damage did it do again?
It did 19 damage.
Okay. So 40.
And it is its turn. And it's the elemental's turn.
Okay, so Emmy's hearing all the crashing and seeing the water go, and she asks for an update. What do you see or feel?
There's more.
Oh! Sounds like there's more than one in there. One creature in there.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, good thing Dante didn't lose more than just his face.
Cheers to that. Takes a swig in his water.
Through his like melted lips.
Yep. The
Alright.
drooling.
It burns again, but it burns so good.
It burns so good. I'm sorry, I was trying to see if I
so-
could get it to roll properly. Nope, we're just gonna do it in roll 20 and try not to take too much time. Roll 1d20 plus 8. I'm gonna copy this.
There you go.
Do it again.
Yep.
So a 19 and an 18. 18 to hit.
Yeah, it definitely hits.
All right.
Um,
Damn.
yeah, roll the damage.
Oof. So it's 5 plus 4 is 9 damage.
Okay.
First I crit and then I natural 1.
Mm. Yeah, nothing there. Okay, so what was the total damage? Was 9, you said?
Yes. Sorry, no, 10. 10 damage.
5 plus 5 is 10. Okay. Again, this large wave, almost like a hammer of water, kind of steps up. He's so close to the edge of this that whenever he lifts his hands and lifts his things over his head, you can kind of see them poke out, and you see this again tidal wave of water coming slam down, specifically on his left-hand side. He slams it down, and when he does that again, you hear in your heads again this "Help me, help me, help me," multiple progressions. There we go.
Does it have a better sense of where precisely one of these things it's attacking might be standing?
You see where it's attacking. You see that it's kind of right at his feet, where it's attacking.
Okay. I have him attempt something next time.
Okay. It is the creature's turn, and it will this time roll 3.
Dear.
Roll thrice. How come I only did it twice? I'll do it one more time. Wait. Monster. Hold on. So a 17 hits, a 20 hits, so that would be 14 plus 4, 18 times 2. And then an 18 plus 6 on the third attack.
Oh my god.
Yikes. Can we just negate the times 2 because it would be halved damage anyway?
The 14 is halved, so 7 plus 4 times 2.
Okay.
11. So 22 on the first hit, and then 18, half of 18 plus 6. The second.
22 and 15.
So how is your elemental?
37. He's still standing, but he's hurting.
It's his turn to attack.
Okay. And he's gonna call out because it sounds like there's battling going on, and now she's her curiosity has now gotten the best of her, and she's going to tell it to try and grapple the creature and pull it out of the darkness. Is it able to do that? It says this corporeal form. Can it do physical?
Yeah. It's an elemental. It's kind of swishy, but it could grab onto something.
It's swishy, but it can grab. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say to grapple it and yank it on out here.
And
We can get a good
Saoirse,
look
you hear, hey, meaning there's 3 now.
There are 3 of them, it sounds like.
Oh, all right.
Do you
Whichever
want
one's
it to
closest.
just grab it? Yep.
Yeah.
Huh? So you want him to grapple and move, so that'll be a strength check. Versus strength check.
Okay. Strength. It has a strength block, so let's see how that. Ooh, 22. Yes.
Yeah. It fails. So you see it kind of disappear under the darkness, and you hear it kind of swoosh, whoosh, whoosh, as it kind of like you hear this water kind of swish around, and it does now have a piece grappled. Would you like to move? You would be able to move at half speed.
Yes, let's have him move right on out towards Emmy.
Okay. And in that you would see.
I guess like over here. I imagine him coming out like he's holding something in his belly, like the Kool-Aid Man, as if someone fell into a giant jug of water.
You have him. Let's see. He was here, so 5, 10. Yeah, he'd be able to go there. Yeah, with him, and actually taking up the same space is this water elemental. Kind of this water wrapped around this black, almost gelatinous, liquidy vicar kind of form in the center that's kind of trying its best to contain. So, like within the water itself, swirling around. Inside, you see this black, and as you're standing there watching it, it will attack. This time, it'll only attack one, because there's only one there.
We're gonna hope and pray.
It will. Now that you see the creature.
Oh, actually, I want to before you roll. Oh shoot, you rolled already. Okay.
What's up?
I have to use portend before you roll. It's okay because it looks like it rolled pretty poorly.
Okay. What was your portent?
I was gonna use the 14 for his attack.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. What's the? Oh, you have a 16 anyway. So either way, it fails.
Yeah, exactly. So
So you see this kind of black shape inside kind of shake and emit this acid, and because of the constraints and because of where it's at, nothing is affected. You continue to hear the voices in your head. Help me, help me, help me.
Do I
its
know?
turn.
Oh. Do I know what kind of creature this is now that I can see it up close?
I would say roll a history check.
Okay.
I will say you know what type of it is. You would know that it's some sort of ooze. The type of creature is called an ooze. Typically, you see these things in dungeons that are used to kind of clear it out, and they're gelatinous, and they're not black like this. This is a different variant, one that you're not particularly familiar with, but you can definitely tell what it is. That is some sort of ooze.
Do I have to roll to see if I become familiar, or we're not familiar with it?
No, this I won't make you do the roll. With the roll, the most you would have gotten is that it's an ooze of some sort.
Okay. Well, I'd rather study it than kill it.
The one thing you would know is that these things are usually massive, and the one that you have this thing is enveloped is a medium size, so it's no more than 4 or 5 feet worth of material that is this ooze being wrapped up in this elemental. So it is much smaller than you know of, or that you have heard of. Most of the time, these things are huge.
Emmy will relate that back to the others as she tells the elemental to pull the ooze further away from the darkness so it can't like escape back inside or something.
Okay, so you're gonna have it move?
Yeah.
Where do you want it to move to?
Let's have it move. Let's go. Hang on. Let's have it move towards the open space. Like.
Okay.
Oh, is it still moving half?
He used his turn and then he got attacked. So now it's his full turn, but he only has half movement.
Okay. Normal movement is 40 feet, so he has 20 feet.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15. Actually, no, that's silly. I was trying to get it away from the darkness so it can't like escape back. So if it moves past me, 5, 10, 15. But I also don't want to put it like right up next to a friend and have it like lash out or something. I'll put it over there.
Okay. Obviously, this thing moves with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that it actually takes up the same space, because both of these would be able to take up the same space.
Yeah. Emmy says, so since these things are normally so huge, I wonder if it's split up into pieces. Maybe the rest of its bulk is still in that darkness. This is our little troublemaker, at least part of it.
It's split.
I was right.
Yeah, Sirisha would relate that.
So is it safe to say that the more damage that you put upon this creature, it splits?
Maybe. It may have already been split.
Shall we?
Are you gonna take an attack or no?
Um,
Uh,
No,
no, I
the
think she just
elemental is
wants
the
to-
elemental.
yeah, I think
Okay.
she's just gonna.
It's still going to be
Uh.
attacking,
Right.
so it will take one more attack.
Okay. We're just gonna hope. I'll use the port. Nope, too late. I gotta say it faster. Nope, that's gonna hit.
So that'll be 24 divided by 2, so 12 plus 5, 17 worth of damage.
My God.
Yeah, the water elemental splashes away. He only had 4 health points left.
Oh, okay. So you see this kind of black ooze kind of lash out and just kind of flexes, and as it does, it just takes up the space where the water elemental was, and you just see it burst, and there's water droplets that kind of poof all out, and this falls onto the ground with a big splat, and it looks almost like a water, like an oil slick. It has slight glaze to it, and it's almost like a large puddle that takes up the entire 5 feet in its space, and it just sits there, and then it will creep. As part of its movement. What's mine?
I just wish I knew what it wanted or what it was doing here. How did it get here? It's normally inside of dungeons.
That's its turn.
So gross.
Let's clear initiative and roll it again, since everyone is accessible to this thing.
Kill it.
All right.
At least we know what's in there.
Kinnick.
I take alert defeat. I get a +10 to initiative.
I rolled the exact same thing I did last time for initiative.
It's because you missed last week. Roll 20
you
is penalizing you.
Roll 20 is always penalizing me.
I forgot to click on it.
why-
Turn.
That's why I switched to D&D Beyond. I feel like it's fairer.
Dante, this thing is now escaped and it's moving towards Saoirse. Are you doing anything?
Is it in base? Is it in contact with her? Like
It's within reach of her.
in combat, so to speak?
Yeah, it is moving into her space.
You see, you just sort of like spit out the wine as it sort of falls to the ground and moves towards her. He goes, God damn it! Drops his water and stands up. So he was sitting down, so that's half his movement. But he moves around to the back. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? 30. Yep. Moves behind it, and as he like just pulls back his arm, his blade just the liquid blade forms in his hand as he just attempts to thrust into it.
Clink, clink.
Which would be advantage. Nope. Yes. 24 hit.
Nice.
Yes.
Wicked. Oh, I need. Where is that's his sneak attack, and his rapier. So, oh, sorry, don't worry about that sneak attack. It rolled itself. My apologies, my apologies. But feel free to take the 12 if you don't want the 16.
I took the 16 and the 13. That's fine. So it took 29 damage on that.
As a bonus action,
Hold on one second.
actually, what he's going to do, I can actually do this, can't I? I'm a rogue, and this is not what I usually do. Oh no, he's not a monk. You know, he's going to stay there. He's going to stay there and give Saoirse the ability to do an advantage on attack if she wants. But he's going to stay there.
And just for flavor, as you kind of make a swipe at this thing and you do connect, your blade goes into this, and it's kind of weird because you're kind of swinging down, and you're not fully swinging. You're more like stabbing the ground at this puddle that's only a few inches tall on the ground, but it is taking up that full 5 feet of space. So as you stab down, you pull back your hand. Your blade is fine. Do you have gloves or gauntlets or anything?
Yeah,
I
he
know
has
not
gloves.
specifically.
No,
yeah,
he
the
has-
gloves
yeah.
that you have are starting to be eaten through, and you can see that the acid is going to kind of taken the gloves and already pot shotted them and already ruined them to the point where you can see your skin through them.
Oh, well. This is a little annoying. But that's his turn. Yeah, that's his
I've got some
turn.
extra gloves if you need.
Well, I'd love them. I
Give me
might
a-
have some extras, but
Oh my god.
we could go shopping. No.
I love
It's a
shopping.
good thing you got. It's a good thing you've got range.
Yep. Seeing this disgusting mound of icky black thing appear, she's been curious just watching this thing as it battled against the water elemental up until a point where it defeated said elemental, and now she's sort of freaking out. She's never seen anything like this before, so she'll run over here. Yeah, just far enough away, because she does notice that unfortunately Dante is losing parts of his self. Sorry, Dante. And she's going to strike this thing with, this is just a guess, with Branding Smite. Guessing that radiant damage would do this again. Okay, so she'll swing and hopefully what's that?
18 and 17 both hit.
Okie dokie.
8 does not.
Got it. Okay, we'll go with
Sure to apply the smite.
that and one more. 14, 25. Did I math right?
18 plus 7.
Yeah, 25.
18.
I've got a calculator.
I've got a spreadsheet. I just type it in. I just type in each individual damage because it keeps
Gotcha.
track of it for me.
Cool.
Because I don't math very well.
Shame.
Yeah, you definitely see it kind of as it's being hit by this blade and this radiant damage is hitting it. It is definitely susceptible to it. Actually, I need to see if that's something. Oh,
Did we establish this before, that it when
Hold
Camiel
on
was
one
able
s-
to?
hold on 1 second. Oh, piercing. Okay. So you go to Camille, as you go down to slash at this thing, and you take a swipe left to right on with your blade. You notice that the slash doesn't do much to it. It just kind of forms around it, and does not penetrate the actual creature itself. The radiant damage that it's on top of that does kind of blare into it and kind of burn it, and you can see it retract from there. But the slashing itself does not penetrate.
Because it's susceptible to piercing, right?
It is immune to slashing damage,
Shit.
Whoa.
But piercing works, right?
but piercing works because he has a rapier.
Got it. Okay.
It's a blob.
Man, because I heard you say piercing.
Yeah, because I had to look up and see if Dante is counted or not.
Damn straight it did.
Yeah, slashing it is immune to, so I'm going to take off that
got it.
11.
All right.
Oh, no.
So, 14.
Yep.
All right. As she notices this thing just take the slashes, she just watches this with almost a curiosity, but at the same time she's just freaked out by it.
It reminds you of your knife going through jelly, just kind of slicing through it, but it's still being fully intact.
What even is that thing? Is her Bino blade okay?
Yes, it is a magical weapon. It is protected.
All right. Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. Bran, what you doing?
Did we establish earlier that Camiel was able to sense, or not really sense, but get a whiff of a bad odor from her?
The person who felt it first was Saoirse, and it wasn't her actual primordial awareness. It was similar to that. That kind of took her mind, and then everyone else felt it similarly after she was announced to it. So once someone told Camiel, "Do you think about this?" before she had a chance to even try to take that smell in, she felt the voice in her head with the images.
Okay. So we don't know if this is inherently classified as undead. Seeing this, even though
I would say Branimir, with his knowledge of battling the undead, that this would not be considered something that was undead, because undead means something that was alive and then brought back. This does not fit that categorization. This seems like some other kind of abhorrent or weird type of creature that is not what you've never seen this before.
I see. Okay. I wanna do this, but at the same time, it's risky because it might backfire.
Do it.
Help me. Help me.
It might backfire, but I'll be the boltsman of this situation, and we'll do it for science. Because I don't want to get close to the damn thing. Having not really used this spell in a long time, I guess to everyone else in the party, you would hear this ominous clang kind of crackle from the heavens as it sounds almost like a church bell is ringing. Bran raises his warhammer in the air, and with a gesture he slams it down, and in doing so he will cast Toll the Dead, which is a cantrip, and the blob must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. But since it's wounded, it will take 2d12 necrotic damage.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Oh no. Again, it might backfire.
No. Wisdom saving throw. Okay. So what's the save on it?
The save is 15. Oh, shoot. Wow.
It had a -2.
Holy crap. Wow. Okay, well then, it does nothing.
It does nothing. You hear this loud dong rumble throughout and kind of vibrate the ground, and you see it kind of tense up for a moment and kind of constrict a little bit before releasing, feeling nothing, and then releasing back to its normal state, going back and kind of holding steady between Dante and Saoirse.
Oh, jeez. Well, that backfired. In a way. Crap, that was my action.
Swing and a miss, just a bit outside.
Swing and a miss,
Relative.
but
Good idea,
I
though.
will definitely try that a second time. What can I do? What can I do as a bonus? Bonus.
What can I say?
What's the saving throw for that spell you just cast for Toll of the Dead?
15 for him.
It is a 15.
I got you next time. I'm sorry. I was in the middle of checking something, so I wasn't really paying attention. I got you next time.
All right.
She's got a 14 waiting for me.
Heck yeah.
That would have been nice. Okay, what's this bonus action? I could do that, but at the same time, it's gonna leave Dante exposed, or Saoirse vice versa. No. So instead, I will summon my spiritual weapon to the field. Put it right.
Dante's never
They're
worried about
friends.
being exposed. So
Hello, friend. And the spiritual weapon will attempt to take a swing.
Spiritual weapon's name is Igor.
I'm gonna say Dante's never worried about being exposed. So
He's Ivan. Ivan swings
Yep.
for 22.
It hits.
Ivan will now do damage. That is 11 damage for Ivan.
Force damage, yeah.
Yes, that is force damage. As for Addie, is it possible for her to enter stealth?
She could try to roll a stealth.
Yeah. The thing is that she doesn't actually have a stealth button, because I made her an NPC.
Mm-hmm.
So what would I add for that? Like a D20 plus her Dex
Dex,
modifier?
yeah, plus her Dex.
All right.
Well, tell me what you're attempting to do. You're trying to make
well,
her have sneak
Yeah,
attack. Or are you
Addie.
trying
No. Addie is just going to be observing at this point. Like she's
to...
in
Oh,
the
you just want her to
underbrush.
hide.
Yeah, she's in the underbrush, and she just wants to observe for now.
You can take your
I think
action.
she's
If she's not going to attack, she can use her hide as an action.
Oh well, okay. Then I will do that. She will hide
And just roll
in the
me
underbrush.
roll me a let's say a Dex just to see how well she. It's one of the things that doesn't come up very often. So let's look and see what the actual rule says.
All right.
How to hide? Oh yeah, it is a Dex.
So is that a D20
Uh,
plus her Dex modifier?
Yeah, D20 plus Dex. Hide
Modifier?
action. Yes.
All right.
You must make a
That is a-
dexterity check and attempt to hide.
Oop. Yeah, Addie is a big girl. She is stepping on all the branches and the leaves. She is startled by this thing.
She's used to being carried around in a papoose.
Uh-huh. She's gaining a few pounds, so she doesn't know her own her own weight, and she's stepping
Aw.
on the branches, trying to be quiet. But the
hard.
moment she saw this puddle of black water moving, this is something she's never seen before.
She looks like she looks like a full grizzly bear standing behind one of those thin birch trees.
Dante promises to stop feeding her in secret.
Gotta lay off
Alright,
on those sausages.
Is that your turn?
Yeah,
Saoirse,
that
you're
is
up.
Addie's turn.
Saoirse, you're up, and Emmy next.
Yeah. So Saoirse is with this gelatinous blob of muck coming toward her. She is going to use as a bonus action, not Hunter's Mark. I'm going to use Zephyr Strike. That did not share the way I meant for it to share. Oops. There we go. And she is going to book it out of there, because Zephyr Strike, using a bonus action for Zephyr Strike, she gets to move without causing opportunity attacks.
Gotcha. Cool.
And she's going to book it because it also increases her speed by 30 feet
Nice.
without having to use a dash action. So she's going to just, all of a sudden, you just see her run like the Flash. Yeah, y'all haven't seen her run like this before. Hold on, let me find.
Here she go.
Is that she zips past Bran. And you probably his cloak billows a little bit. She moves so fast, and she'll whip around where she's at and take a shot. Because it also
was
gives her advantage. Yeah, so probably in one moment, this wind just picks up his cloak and it billows. It's like a L'Oreal commercial. His hair kind of billows a little bit too, and then an arrow zips past him in the next moment.
I'm trying to determine whether this thing is considered prone at range, since it's like basically just like a puddle. I'm gonna say no, though. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Zephyr Strike gives her advantage.
Right.
on
Go
her attack.
ahead and take the advantage, because I there's nothing on here about that. So go ahead and do it as is.
Yeah, so that is going to be... Oh, crap, where is it? Just a second. For some reason. There we go.
Wow.
It rolled once, so I'll roll it again, just in case she crits. Nope. So that is going to be 10 piercing plus Zephyr Strike gives her an extra d8 of force damage.
And okay.
So 11.
As you hit this with this arrow that kind of just pierces into the center of it, you all feel in the back of your heads, "Help me!" As it kind of fades, and this thing disappears. This thing kind of loses its life. The tremor that you see on the shimmer on the top of this puddle is going to stop shaking. The sheen that it has goes flat, and you just see like its black, lifeless, still puddle on the ground. You hear in the back of your heads again, two more, "Help me, help me."
Does it look like it's... Does it look like it's slinking away, similar to the Batibat? Like, is it going to go away, or can we observe it?
Since your turn is next, I would say, yeah, you look at this thing and it doesn't seem to be moving. It doesn't seem to be absorbing. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. It is considered dead.
Okay, I want to collect it, or some of the ooze, into like a jar or something.
Okay.
Does it hurt
I
to
could
touch?
say you could do that. No, as soon as you kind of do that, you carefully kind of move it. There's some residual acid that you see in there, but it is no longer active, and the acid is no longer as potent as it was when it was alive. You're able to collect a piece of this thing to a little vial, keep it with your glass jar.
Perfect.
Put in your inventory piece of
Piece of black ooze.
it's called a
The
baiting-
black pudding or something.
baiting black pudding.
Okay. Can I freeform add things?
Into your inventory?
Yeah.
Yes. You should just be able to add an item. Just name it. While you look at that, it is anything else you want to do on your turn? You're able to go. You're able to go over there, monitor it. It's not moving. Collect a piece of it.
Yeah, that's probably about right. She'll look back at the darkness, and she says, "Well, it's a third gone. I don't know if we actually helped or not. Still don't know what it does or how it got this way." I think her turn would have been spent gathering it.
Mm-hmm. It is its turn, and all of you hear, "Help me, help me." But that is it. You do not. It does not make any motion. It does not. You do not see anything appear from the darkness. You guys don't see anything else. Is there anything else that you guys want to do? If you guys are going to be aggressive and plow into the darkness, then we can keep our initiative. Otherwise, we can end initiative and try to figure out what we're doing next.
Dante's not going in.
Dante is not going in.
I can't.
Yeah,
swim another
Searsha's staying
elemental.
out of there too.
Okay, so I'll drop initiative. So it seems like everybody's gonna chill. You guys kind of take a deep breath. This body of this thing is still on the ground. You guys are trying to figure out what to do next. What are you guys thinking?
So the two more. Is that what your little friend said?
Something like that, yeah. It's split for sure.
Well,
We heard two more voices.
Didn't split that
Inference
time.
again.
Thank you. Thankfully.
Thankfully. I just wonder, what is it doing out here when oozes are normally found in dungeon scenarios, and why does it keep calling out for help unless it really is dumb and thinks that we're actually going to go in there again?
Well, it almost fooled me.
It's an
I didn't mean dumb. I just meant trying. You know, it's inspired. It's really doing
Cameo.
its best.
It's all right.
Camille just kind of grins and then she looks away, kind of embarrassed.
Well, if it's an animal, right? It's some sort of creature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just it's setting a trap, and I don't think it's most likely not smart enough to know that it's just instinctually doing what it's doing.
Maybe someone set it here. If it's not able to do all that on its own, it's supposed to be elsewhere. Maybe someone else put it here to protect something.
It's a possibility. I mean, unless these things can cast that dome of darkness.
But at what expense? Like, everything around it is dead.
How far off track are we from where we were originally headed for the Mercy Blade?
From the main road that goes down south towards the mountains, you guys were probably only about a mile away from there.
Maybe.
But it is remote. There's nothing really around here. There's no like farmland. It's kind of like just empty space, trees, fields, meadows, kind of things. No inhabitants. You didn't pass any people around since on the trip from the road to here. You didn't pass anything, any kind of civilization, any people. It's kind of desolate.
So I guess Emmy sort of suspects that maybe, at least one thought is, if we didn't have exact coordinates for where we were headed, maybe we were initially headed in the wrong direction, and maybe this is where the Mercy Blade is being protected. Unless that's the player error.
I suppose we just need to get rid of the darkness so we can see. That'll give us the advantage of knowing what's going on.
Correct.
From what you read, Emmy, that's not the case. From what you read,
Okay.
you knew that it was somewhere else. That was in a specific location,
Okay.
and that
So
this is
not there.
probably not that location because that was deeper into the mountains. Eric Sign Pass is where it was supposed to be, or near there, and that's deep into the mountains.
Well, I've got a means for making darkness, not for breaking darkness.
Do we wait then, camp? I think that was the suggestion we had before. Leave it until Bran can attempt to get rid of this darkness and see what happens in the morning.
I think that's the
Well-
smartest thing to do.
Well, we don't know if it'll multiply overnight.
Well, I can't imagine it's been here too long. If it only broke into 3 pieces, I think we'd be okay for a few hours.
You want to charge in there, Bran?
You want to look like Dante?
Handsome and rugged.
Precisely.
And scarred.
Girls like scars.
I
Some of
told
them.
you that.
I knew someone smart did.
Oh, he called me smart. And for a moment there, you called me stupid.
I would do no such thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no offense. I already know these things.
All right. So, well, Dante will start making a camp then. He'll move over to the side. How close would we like to keep within view of
Far.
the camp? Far, but
Far.
we kind of have to
'cause it's
keep
just,
an eye on it, don't we?
but it's gonna just keep calling out for help. It's
Well,
gonna
it
drive-
seems like no matter how far we get, it seems like it has some sort of psychic.
You guys are about a mile away from it the first time that you heard it, and it is definitely
Yeah.
stronger the closer you are to it. And now that you're standing next to it, it's definitely the loudest it's been.
Perhaps we should make a camp further back, but keep a watch nearby and take it in pairs.
I'll stay up to watch. I'm real curious about this thing.
Does that suit everybody? Or
Sure.
Yeah, maintaining a watch sounds like a good idea in case it decides to creep out under the cover of night.
Oh, I can summon another elemental. It just wouldn't be as strong.
Oh, because you used 5th spell, you could use 4th level to summon it again.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that as well if we wanted to. Maybe we'll get as lucky and MV's elemental will drag it out again. And then there's only one, and then we can charge in, and it'll be fine.
Or it can split into more things.
Well, the other one that we dragged out, that didn't split when we damaged
Right.
it.
It didn't have time to split. It died.
Good.
Yes, it did.
It was a few moments. It was captured. It attacked. It was attacked, and it did not split.
Blew up my elemental.
Yeah.
It did
so-
blow up the elemental, but
You know what?
Unless its mitosis ability is only within the sphere itself.
Perhaps it's not a bad idea to do it again. If we can, Emmy can cast the spell at least
She
one more
instantly casts it.
time. Okay, that's not what
As
planning
soon as
is.
he gets to go
but
ahead.
it's just, military planning and all that. That's okay.
She's not military.
There's just like stop mid speech. It's just sort of okay. We're doing it.
As a second water elemental, perfect copy of the first is now standing next to him.
He just shrugs. Okay, we're doing it. Picks his his water skin back up and just stands there.
all right. So what's your plans here?
lure him over and drag him out.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you want him to go in at?
We'll have him go in. He'll go in where he was.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh. One big, one small. Go ahead and attack.
Okay. D20 plus 8, we said?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you told him to grapple
Wait,
and
no.
come out?
Yeah, we're doing strength, and I can do strength from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Woo!
let's see
Or is-
here. Yeah. And you see... Oh. Okay. You see the water elemental kind of go... disappear into the darkness. Actually,
Should it be a disadvantage again?
no. No. He just wouldn't have been able to tell you what he just told you. You just forget what he said there, because
Okay.
he can't see into it, so he can't
Right.
see. You... he wouldn't be able to see it to grapple it.
Unless he attacked first and was right
Unless
up on
it
him. then he
attacked first. So I'll have it kind of step in and then be attacked, and then it can grapple. So we'll use your grapple. You already got it. So you already have a successful grapple. Let me do the damage first on
Sure.
its roll, since I messed
See
it
if
up.
lives.
It's not that bad.
You never know. One solid crit.
No. The black pudding lashes out, tries to grab onto the elemental, but it fails with only a 14. Oh, with only a 7. It latches on, announcing where it's at. So you see the water elemental kind of swoop down, disappear, kind of create a wave around this thing, and it collects it and moves back. And as it does...
Ooh.
It
Big
pulls
one.
out. It would have won in, taking a turn
Wait, so if
5,
we can-
10, 15, 20. Yeah, so it would have been like that. And actually more like that.
I love my friends.
I'll have everybody roll initiative again. Hold on one second, let me clear it first. Clear all turns, clear.
Yikes.
Yeah. I rolled a 2.
I thought you had a plus 10.
No, I have a plus 6. I said if I take
Okay.
the feat alert, I'll get a plus 10.
Gotcha.
Let me roll again. Sorry.
I legitimately rolled twice and I still got the same thing.
Oh, that was so close to a nat 20.
Okay. Saoirse, as this big, this water carries most of this thing is outside of its body, but it's got enough of a hold on it, it can move it, carries it out. What are you doing?
Yeah, still feeling a bit like Speedy Zangales. She is going to, but without casting, holding on to the move that kind of feeling of Zephyr Strike, but not casting it again, not just yet. She is going to move over to here where she can get a clear shot at it. And she's going to take 2 normal shots with her longbow. 22 for 8 piercing. And a 24 for 5 piercing. So I'm assuming those hit?
Yes, both of those hit.
Yeah, so 13 piercing damage.
8 and 5. Yeah, and you see it kind of take the arrows, kind of pierce into it, and then dissolve completely into nothingness as it's kind of being absorbed by the acid within it. It just kind of slowly sinks in and then like disappears into the acid. On both shots.
Okay.
Anything else?
That is, nope. That's going to be her turn because she's saving. She's not going to use her bonus action this turn.
Okay. Amy, what you doing?
Oh gosh,
And then
I thought I rolled really poorly. Okay.
Everybody did apparently.
Yeah, we did. This is not good for initiative. Okay. I don't do range like that. So let's see if I have a spell that's not going to mess up my concentration. So I have a concentration spell going. Does that mean other concentration spells I can't do, or any other spell I try to cast I have to roll for the concentration?
Only
No.
have one concentration spell up at a time.
Yeah, one concentration spell, and then if you take damage over the what? If you take damage, then you have to roll a concentration check, basically checking to see if you keep it up or not.
Okay, cool. Then let's do some damage. Not take damage, but do damage. Sorry. Trying to figure out which one I could do. So not that. That's concentration. And I don't know what it may or may not be immune to, other than the piercing. It's definitely.
You just noticed that the slashing that you saw Camiel try to do was not effective at all.
Okay. So let's. If I move over here, and I wanted to do, actually, I'm trying to get into position for a conal kind of thing without hitting my own creature. Is that possible?
Cone? Yeah, you could just position the cone so it still hits it. Yeah.
Okay. Then let's do some
Cone
burning
could be positioned
hands.
like here.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to cast Burning Hands at level 2.
Do you have to physically touch it?
No. It's the way I position my hand, it like shoots out fire
I gotcha.
from outstretched fingertips.
Okay.
Let's start at level 2. I don't think there's a DC for it. Oh no, just kidding. Yes, there is. So each creature in a 15-foot cone makes a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. So it will try to save on dex. Which is probably a fail.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's going to take. Did I say level 2? It's going to take
Yes.
4d6 burning damage. 17 damage. Fire damage.
Okay. And you see kind of the flames kind of hit this thing and kind of smooth over the top of it. And you can tell that it's affecting it. And you kind of moving. It's trying to move away from the flames as it kind of comes in contact with the body, kind of rolling out of the way. But it still hits it for 17 damage.
Okay. So it's effective. Good.
Yep. Anything else?
She's gonna move, so she's not in its. Although it's grappled, but she's still gonna move. What's my movement? Is 30, I think, or something? Yeah. Let's go.
As you move away, it will take an attack.
Oh, it has attack of opportunity on me?
Mm-hmm. You're next.
Oh,
to
then
it.
I don't want to move. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, I'll chill. That'll
Okay.
do for me.
Okay. Camiel, what you doing? And then Dante.
All right. So, first thing that she's going to do is she's going to move towards this thing right there, and then she's going to close her eyes and expose her wings, and there's this radiant bright light emitting from her, and she will cast Spirit Shroud for her bonus action. Any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet. So the damage would be radiant. And
Gotcha.
this creature, its speed will also be reduced by 10 feet. And as an action, but just a little bit of flavor. The bright lights will lift from the dust beneath her, and it will form into not tiny, but the height of a child. It has no features at all. It's just a form of children, just floating, as if dancing around Camiel.
None of you are old enough to know what the dancing baby meme was, but that was like the first
I'm old
thing.
enough.
Hey,
Oh,
I know the dancing baby meme.
okay.
Ooga
You have
chaka,
dancing-
ooga,
you have dancing
ooga,
babies.
ooga chaka, ooga, ooga.
I can't stop this
This
feeling.
So what you're saying is you have dancing babies floating around you?
Dancing
like-
children, but if babies
Oh,
make
okay.
tickle your pickle, then we'll go with dancing babies.
I certainly hope it doesn't tickle anybody's pickle in this
Let's not
group.
go there. Let's not go there.
I didn't mean it that way, but you know. Okay, and she will go ahead and strike it with her Inu blade,
Okay, go ahead and roll.
and that's terrible.
It hits.
What? All right, let's.
It's literally a puddle, man. Everything
Okay.
hits it.
Should I have said that this was another branding smite before I decided to hit this thing? Or do I just
If
go
you
with the
wish
normal
to
hit?
continue, that's fine.
Okay, we'll go with branding smite.
So it's the radiant damage and then the baby damage.
Yes.
Baby damage.
The dancing babies. The
So
dancing
add an extra roll an extra 1d8, huh?
1d8.
1d8.
1d8
Yep.
baby damage.
And he's
And you have an extra
Okay.
attack too.
Damn, baby!
extra attack.
You have an Yeah, you do. Remember, you have 3 attacks. But since you already used the bonus action, you only get 2.
Oh, okay. So it's only 2?
Yeah, you only get 2 as an action, but the bonus action is the butt, I believe.
Oh. Okay. Well, we'll go with just a normal check. It won't do anything, but okay.
Oh wait. As you do that,
Mhm.
go ahead and we'll hit this. As you do that, though. Oh wait, yeah, that's one attack. Okay.
Oh no, we need more baby damage. Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh my god. I'm seeing a lot of. See, I said! I said! You fuckers!
Well, it was big.
It was big. Now there's 2.
Also, I'm seeing a lot of 8 on my screen here, so.
8.
Did we split it in half?
As Camiel swipes at it with her Binu blade and does the damage that she does, this radiant damage kind of comes across it and kind of boils it at the edge there, and it hits it for this 8 slashing that is ignored. The 8 radiant hits, and then the baby attack hits as well. I'm gonna attack. I count that as 1 because it's a bonus to the attack. Once that damage hits it, it is large enough that you just kind of see it kind of split into 2 pieces as it kind of moves apart and separates itself into 2 pieces.
Question though. Did it move out of my range when it split and thus earned an opportunity attack?
I would say it did go out of your range, but it did not move. It was not a movement action. It was a ability that it had. So I will say that you do not get an attack of opportunity for it moving, because
Fair
technically
enough.
it didn't move. It just shrunk
Right.
into 2 pieces. And I will say that Camille, you will have to step forward to take that last hit, but that 8 does not hit.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So there you go. Anything else, Cam?
Nope, that's about it.
Okay. Actually, you said we didn't do the elemental, right?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead and do that now.
So Emmy gives it the. Is it still holding at least one of those things, or is it holding both?
Oh,
of those
actually,
things?
I forgot. 1 second, hold on. I'll say that was there, and that will solve all of our problems. Yes, the elemental and the ooze. It's kind of self-contained. One of the ooze, and the part that was exposed, that Camiel hit, kind of breaks off to its own piece. That solves
Gotcha.
all of our problems there.
Okay. Then I tell the elemental to give that ooze.
Help me. Go ahead.
It's so spooky. I feel like we're doing this all wrong, but also like I don't know what else to do. So I tell the elemental to give that ooze a big ol' hug and squeeze it. So he's gonna while he's grappling it, just like
Water
tap
hug.
it.
Got
Water
it.
hug.
Do I have a save on it or no? Just a hit.
It's just gonna be its
Attack, yeah. Slam.
slam attack.
Yep. Go ahead.
Oof. So 5. Wait, no, I didn't roll to actually attack it, did I? Is that just the damage? Do I need to roll to attack?
Yes, you need to roll to attack.
Okay. So if it's successful, that'll be the attack. But first,
That'll be the
actual
damage, okay.
attack- The damage. The actual attack will be, I guess, strength.
No, it's your slam attack. 1d10.
Oh, right, spell.
It's your spell.
So d20 plus 8. Okay. Oh.
Yep. A 15 hits, so it'll take another
Cool.
5.
5 plus 4, so 9.
Okay. Yep. Anything else from it?
Nope.
Elemental? Nope. Okay. So, Dante, you probably should have gone before Cam, but we're all out of order,
No,
so I apologize.
it's all good. It's
Go
all
ahead.
Bloop, 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 bloop. If I were to move here, would that be an attack of opportunity against the creature that the... No, it wouldn't be, would it? Because it's sort of grappling it?
It is currently grappled by the water elemental, and it has not made an attempt to ungrapple itself.
That's all right. He'll run to here because Emmy is exposed to this creature, and being the dashing hero that he considers himself to be, he'll rush in there to try and help her out. I'll use a bonus action to get the extra movement, and I'll stab the little beggar.
Do it.
Where is it? That's not it. Yeah, and that would be a crit, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Full
assuming that was at
damage.
advantage, because the elemental's there.
I'll go to you. Sure.
So, not as much as I was hoping there. At 11, so 30, all up.
This is the other one. This is the new one. Okay. So 30 total.
Mhm.
Okay. You can tell that this is smaller, so therefore it's not as bulky, or it's not as sturdy as the other one. So as you kind of pierce through it, and you kind of really get into it this time, and kind of get in there and pierce, get right down into it, and it does kind of give, and you actually hear it scream out. The same help me as before, but it has just a different tone to it. You can just tell that this may be the only way that this thing communicates is through these images, and it's being distorted now because it's in pain.
Okay. Well, as he does that, he'll sort of glance over to Emmy and just say, "Well, I think you should step back and don't get touched by
I
this."
apologize. I was wrong. Never mind. I looked at the wrong one. This one is gone. As you pierce it, you kill it as
okay,
it screams
cool.
out in pain. You die.
Okay, well, he won't say anything to Emmy then, and just sort of watch as the elemental struggles with the other one.
Aw, Emmy likes when Dante says things to her.
Well, doesn't happen now because he killed it. He'll just sort of smile, like, yeah, he's like scarred face, like, yep, did that. You're welcome, sort of thing, and that's it.
It is its turn, so it will attack the elemental. Full roll. 8, nothing. And it's just so bound up by this elemental, it does not work. It does not get an attack. Cannot overcome it. Okay. Let me see. Okay. And that will be its turn. Bran.
All right. This blob over here has been damaged before, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll try this again. Once again, you hear this chime, this deafening chime of a church bell ring out from the heavens, and once again doing the same gesture as before, raising his warhammer and lowering it. Bran casts Toll the Dead on this blob here that's being grappled. Hopefully it does not also damage the water elemental. But it will have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Out of 14 with a poor 10.
Wow.
Or even better, 8.
It failed.
Sorry, technically it has to
failed.
be done before the roll.
Right.
But-
So that'll be
14.
a...
It would be a
so
fail.
that is a 2d12. Yep, 2d12.
Oh, you're rolling it at 5th level?
Oh, whoa. That... No, it's...
Oh, at 5th level. Okay, never. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Got
When
it.
I reach 5th level, it increases.
Got it. I read it wrong.
That is terrible, but I'll take it.
Okay.
At least I'm not touching it.
That one.
And as a bonus action, I will move up my little spiritual weapon over there. And it will attempt to take a swing at it. Attempt.
Go ahead and roll. As you kind of see the water elemental move out of the way as it kind of gives you space to make a hit. Yep.
It's a 20.
Definitely hits.
21. That is a 14.
Yeah, a 14, and what you see is this thing kind of just lose all motion it had. It becomes still within this water that continues to swirl around it as it dies out.
Well, that just leaves one more to deal with.
One more?
For now, one more.
As you guys, you do not hear anything.
We still
You
have
hear the
no-
squeals of this one. You hear the squeals when it dies. You can hear a "help me," and then it fails. You can hear that you've heard already 2 times before. But it is your minds are currently silent.
Oh. Thought there was still one more inside.
There might be, but we also just killed 2 of its friends, so maybe it doesn't want to put
Well,
itself out there like that.
We also have the elemental, so it's still there, isn't it?
How does the sphere look? Like, is it still...
Dark.
Yeah, is it still solid? Is it still manifesting?
Mm-hmm. The darkness has not changed.
Hmm.
And
I mean,
Emmy
yeah, we could always
sends
send
him
the-
right back in.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, you gotta tell me where he goes.
I tell him to head back where he was and stay strong. We're almost done.
Okay. It heads in. Nothing happens.
And she's just waiting there a moment. Do you see anything? Can you feel anything?
Yeah. Nope.
Dante, would you like to stick your face back in there?
Well, I don't know about my face, but to see if we can just tell it to go all the way to the center, and say, like, you know, just in case there are like pools of acid or something in there.
He's your friend too. You can talk to him. He understands common.
Just go straight through there into the center and just check for pools of acid or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's good,
Okay.
lad.
I like how chill he is. Okay. I moved him step by step in case like there was something we needed to watch out for. He's just like circling the center of this darkness.
I need you hear him from the inside. No creature, just stone.
Just stone, eh?
Saoirse, give
The
me a
water
perception check.
Perception check, you said?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. 24.
You see out of the corner of your eye a small ooze moving away from the darkness. All the way up here.
Yeah, I see it. She is going to call out to the others and say, "It's leaving. The last one's leaving." And then I'm assuming there's still an initiative order.
Yep. And I'll say it's your turn since you just rolled the perception.
Yeah.
You can take your turn if you wish.
Yeah, so she's going to bonus action Zephyr Strike again.
Okay.
And I'll reshare that. That's the end. It's the second paragraph of that where it says you move like the wind until the spell ends. Your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yep.
Once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll.
Yep.
So, so she's going to. I'll use that for the first shot she's going to take at this thing. Let me set that. $26.
Yep.
And I'll just roll 11 piercing plus 8. 18, 11 piercing damage and 7 force damage for the first shot. And then she's going to take another shot. Set that to normal. 25 for another 6 piercing damage.
Yep. Hits.
So,
and you notice that you do not hear anything as it is focusing on moving. You do not hear anything as you hit it. You definitely make a hits.
Okay, and she, like I said, she would have called out to the others to let them know where it's at, and if that got their attention, they would see roughly where she was taking some shots. And then that is her turn.
Emmy.
Ooh. See, at this point, it's fleeing for its life, and that is giving her pause from
Do
just
it.
killing it.
You know you
So,
want to.
wow, what is this dark side going on?
Do it or my babies will.
Right? Wow,
Oh,
the threat of baby.
I'm quoting that. I clipped that. I'm going to clip that right now.
Samuel's going.
Clipping that right now.
Yumi, if I don't
my
see
God.
dancing baby with lightning eyes artwork this week, I'm going to be disappointed.
Well, you are going to be disappointed because they're not babies, they're children.
They're dancing in the ring around the rosy and a halo.
Okay, yeah.
Emmy
Cooler
calls
versus
out.
Lightning vision.
Emmy calls out to everyone. If it's fleeing, maybe we can follow it, see where it goes. And she tacks on. I was gonna take first watch anyway, and then she's gonna start moving around the circle, and tell the elemental to also pursue but not attack.
Okay. It can get to 20 feet, right?
It's no longer
Movement.
holding anything, so 40.
Oh, 40. It can move.
Oh yeah. She has to go around because she's just gonna stumble in the dark on stones.
Yeah. So it can move right up to it. With its movement.
I don't want it to scare it. I just want to see where it's headed, so I want it to observe. Would it know that, or would it just go right up to it anyway?
I think you said follow was the word you used, so I could put it like that.
Pursue, but don't attack.
Okay.
2, 3. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Oh, sorry, 30. So she can probably get around here as she starts to go around the circle.
Yep.
It's like, I was going to take first watch anyway, and starts booking it. Actually, she has Misty Step.
Yep, she does.
And she didn't take an action. Heyo. Let's Misty Step to get closer. Misty Step is level 2. Second
It's
level.
50 feet.
50 feet?
Isn't it 50 feet? Or 30 feet?
30 feet. 30 feet.
Oh, okay.
So it's just double her movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So like, do diagonals count or no?
Yeah, you can go like that. You can go like 30. Yeah, you can go right here.
Awesome. Oof, Misty Step.
Cool.
That's gonna be her turn.
Okay. Dante.
Well. I did counter it out, but it didn't. Oh no, it's still, did it? It didn't move.
Didn't move.
That's all right. So he's going to use his movement and then bonus action. Basically, end up here. Because he moves his 30. So where was he? Yeah. Then moves his 30, and then he moves another 30. Then he moves his 20. So he manages to. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong thing. Where are we? 30. 30, 25. So there. Sorry. I just started attacking the elemental. And yeah. It doesn't have an advantage, but hopefully he will still hit.
Pokey pokey.
As he runs up, he says, "You are not going anywhere." Oh.
12 hits.
Oh, okay. So that's with sneak attack, so 29 damage.
And you stab this thing, and the last thing you hear is it just screams out, "Help me!" as it goes. And it is dead.
And as he sort of like jams his
Okay.
blade in there, he as he stands up, his blade disappears, and he just sort of looks really, really happy with himself as he sort of looks around. Done.
You
Okay.
do notice that your glove has kind of been removed. Both gloves are kind of gone during your interactions with this thing, and part of your sleeve is kind of messed up. You do have a little bit of like acid pop marks on your hands, but not enough to actually cause damage.
No, looks like I have to go buy another wardrobe. It's all black anyway and very mundane looking, so it doesn't really matter. Is that it? Is there anything else?
That's it.
No, that's what he's
That's
calling.
it.
That's what he's calling out.
Oh.
Was there another
He
one?
just shakes her head. I wouldn't tell you if there was.
What's wrong? I killed it.
Dante.
What?
And she she thanks the water elemental and dispels him.
What did I do?
Everything's clear on this end.
Dante looks very confused.
Observation. Can't do much or know where it came from if it's dead. Boltzmann would have understood.
He just sort of like points to his face. He's
Oh.
like, I don't really care.
Oh,
Oh,
Boltzmann is the only one that understands me.
Don't y'all understand the pursuit of knowledge?
You going to talk to it? He just calls out as you walk away. Are you going to talk to it? I don't think it was talking. It could only say like 1-2 words. He just gets in a huff now.
1 or 2 words more than you might know.
Oof! Oh my God! Holy crap!
don't, please.
Hold on, I'm gonna hold on. Let me conjure food and water a second here, so I can just sit here and lay out a picnic basket and watch.
The
Somebody
popcorn
cast
mule.
calm emotions.
Stop it. He's a little sensitive, only because his face has been scratched, but almost melted off by this thing, and you know that's his moneymaker.
Nobody
So-
told me not to do it.
I said, never mind. Are we setting the camp?
She is so mad.
She's mad.
She's so vexed
She is
at Dante.
That's all right, Dante. I wanted you to kill it anyway.
Oh, good. At least someone did.
Speaking of which, you might want to let me take a look at that, Dante.
Oh, thank you. We've gone past the. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, actually, is the dome still active? Is it still up?
Yep.
Oh.
Yes, magical darkness.
Huh.
But your heads are clear. And once
our
you
consciences.
killed, you killed the last one, and you do notice almost like a disconnect. There seems to be like a whatever was communicating with you. You can tell that it's gone. It's almost like once you've been on a plane for a long time and you get off, the silence. It's that kind of a thing where you feel silence now, where you hadn't for a while.
We are alone in our own minds.
I think we're alone now.
I will happily volunteer to go into the darkness.
Seem to be anybody right now.
No, you stay right here while Bran tries to fix your pretty face.
Thank you. I appreciate it when people notice.
Well, it's kind of hard to notice.
I know, right? Best thing
It's
my
not
dad
a
ever.
compliment.
The best thing my dad ever did for me.
Oh, do you have daddy issues? Is that why you're the way that you are?
No.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just something. I was just. I don't know, just saying something. I don't know.
Well, I think you're fine.
Emmy, is there a reason why you're dangerously close to the dome?
She's curious.
And she actually is over there, like observing. She's like observing, like the dirt, the mud, and she's observing the darkness and taking notes in her grimoire. Huh? What?
Nothing.
Whatever it
Yeah,
is, we can research it tomorrow. If that'll make you happy, all right?
No.
By then, I'll have.
Bran, she's already
What?
upset. Just let her do what she wants.
That's what I'm saying, is that I can have daylight, so at least we can see what's inside of that thing. All she has to do is wait until tomorrow. She'll have her opportunity to do her research or whatever it is.
Branimir, you really need to take note. She's not a very patient one, is she? And besides, it's not like she's gonna listen to you anyways.
She's
Go
gonna
and
get
try.
hurt, Cam.
Go ahead and try. I'm waiting.
As much as Bran would like to march over there to try to see if he can make sure Emmy doesn't like stick her hand in there, the Bran turns to the more pressing issue that is Dante's face, and possibly the blisters on his arms and hands.
Why, thank you, Bran. I do really appreciate it.
Oh.
Helps the group as a whole if I'm as handsome as I can be. You know how it is.
And what?
Well, we
would
need
you-
somebody to charm the individuals around here.
Exactly. No one else is as charming as you are.
Except maybe Saoirse.
Well, that too. She is very pretty. And she's fast.
I
too.
meant she's very persuasive.
No, she's pretty too.
I'm pretty sure you meant pretty,
Uh,
Bran.
Persuasive.
You
as
can be
in,
honest,
like,
Bran.
We'll kidnap
Be
you,
honest,
put you in a
Bran.
dark corner, and probably. Anyways,
She has a very
Well,
specific set
anyways.
of skills.
she has a very specific set of skills, and so do I. So I will now cast Cure Wounds on Dante.
Yes, seriously, will leave you hogtied in the woods. And
That's what I mean. That's
she
what
likes
I
it
mean.
rough. She likes it rough.
Oh,
Some
for
people
God's
are into
sake!
that.
Cure wounds, cure wounds. And since Dante isn't really that hurt, wait. Does it matter, DM? Like, how well, or actually, it's rather up to Dante what he wants. Like, does he want to keep the, like, maybe fix some of the superficial stuff, like the boils and stuff? But maybe if he wants to keep some of the.
I know it's alright, Bran. I'd rather earn the scar. I'd rather earn the scar a little bit more heroically than what I did. So if you wouldn't mind, if you could clear it all up, that'd be great. That'd be wonderful.
Wouldn't be a good story, would it?
Well, I'd have to do some lying, but embellish a little bit. It's just easier if they just get the full. Well, thank you.
You cast this. You go to heal, and when you do, just slight itty bitty scar. Nothing major, just a tiny little bit,
Hmm.
Oh.
right on the side of the chin.
Dante pulls out Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm pretty sure I have one of these. So he pulls out a small bit of mirrored metal, like polished metal, like it's a basic mirror, and just sort of looks at it, and then just smiles a little and says, "I can work with that. That's fine."
That's the best I can do.
I put the reaction. You guys were guessing of what was actually happening. That's what was actually happening.
Split. Medium or larger is subjected to lightning or slashing.
Oh.
Splits into 2 new puddings.
Good thing I didn't use lightning.
Each new pudding has hit HP equal to half of the original puddings rounded down. Nice.
And I was just calling that damage since it was immune to slashing. Because I homebrewed that, I wrote that wrong. So it was, if damage was more than 10, it basically split into 2 pieces, becoming one size smaller each one. The one remaining its full health hit points, and the one taking half.
Okay.
So you guys, it is later in the day. You still have this dark dome in front of you. What are you guys doing?
Well, Saoirse is curious about something that she's been thinking about. And she would ask Emmy and Bran, unless it was that creature, that ooze thing that did it, shouldn't this magical darkness have a set amount of time before it just goes away?
Well, if it's anything like how I can cast it, yes, and there is a range. I was so hoping that perhaps the thing was fleeing to maybe whatever the source of it was, but I guess we won't find that one out for a minute. That's all right.
Well,
Dante
Bran
choose-
kind of looks over at Emmy, like he quickly side glances towards Emmy, like bouncing from Saoirse to Emmy, kind of like passive aggressiveness. He's just kind of like, I'm not gonna respond to that.
Neither does Dante. He doesn't say anything, chooses to ignore it.
I would say yes.
I mean, we do have a direction, don't we, Emmy? It was going towards those set of rocks. Kind of gestures towards the direction the ooze was going.
That is also the direction opposite where all the attacking was happening, so it could have just been fleeing in the meantime. Now, if it is, actually, did I already cast Detect Magic on the Dome of Darkness?
I don't believe so. I believe you did that on something else.
I would
but
like
yeah.
to do that.
Okay. You. Okay.
Because maybe that'll tell me if it actually is like my own darkness, in which case it's concentration and it has range and a time limit. Although the time limit would have been up by now, I think.
So you take a moment to be able to try to figure out what was going on here. And you cast that spell, and you realize that it's an evocation spell. And that it is much different than the magic that you know of to create this. This seems to be something else. And it seems to be something more powerful than what you were talking about.
Can I sense a source of it?
It is self-contained, meaning that it is right here where you notice it. There does not seem to be any other magical source around. Nothing is feeding this thing. There's nothing it's drawing from other than traditional evocation magic. Yeah.
Evocation.
You do feel when you cast this and you try to figure out exactly what's going on this, you do feel kind of this shiver of coldness come over you.
Ooh. Is this thing sentient to any degree?
Not that you are aware of.
Stick your face in.
Does seem to be magic, and magical creatures don't really. It wouldn't be radiating if it was a creature. This seems to be some sort of magic that was cast, but it does not seem to be a basic darkness spell. There's something else going on here.
Okay. Yeah, and she tells them, whatever this is, it is bigger than I imagined to begin with. This is something very different, very powerful. So if it is protecting something, or if it's just here to trap, I don't know who cast it, but I'd like to pick their brain for sure. I don't know if we can do much else here, y'all.
Well, if we decide to camp here, we can rest up and I could possibly do something about it. No guarantees, but could take a shot at it.
Sounds like
Sounds
a good
like a
idea.
plan.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. So,
Okay.
Dante will start making camp.
Okay.
Go back to
So yeah, you
Camp
guys.
pretty close to it since
Yeah, you definitely don't have that sense of anything with you like you did. It's definitely you kind of have a little bit of uneasiness just because it's you're not for sure what this is, and it kind of does kind of hang over you a little bit, and it does kind of have this essence of kind of darkness with it, but kind of even within there's like a 60-foot dome, but even around it you kind of feel a little bit different around it. But other than that, there's nothing specifically harming you. There's no effect or anything like that. You just feel this dark energy that's causing this. But yeah, you guys can move away a little bit and camp near. You guys, anything specific you want to do this evening?
I think just charge into it. So
Who's going to charge into it?
I just saw Emmy. Oh, you just fit on the other side. I was like, I thought you just charged into the damn thing.
No, I thought about it though. I did think about it. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make camp inside of it and just do all my observations. No, she just moved to the opposite side for her little private corner where she likes to be when she sets up camp.
Dante just watches her walk away and just shakes his head. It's like unreasonable, and just finishes making camp for everybody. And so, would you mind helping with the fire?
Oh, of course, I can give you a hand. She'd come over to give you a hand. She would have been, just kind of staring at the dome anyway.
Unless there's something specific that you guys want to try this evening, we can kind of fast forward and give everybody a long rest if you guys want.
I'm just gonna do something just for flavor, just a little bit of RP flavor here. I'll assume that we camped out, next to where Dante and Sirsha are.
Sure.
This is evening, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I thought about this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the only person who would be able to detect this presence, just for flavor reasons, as it is. Well, it's not. How do I explain this? Because it's not a celestial in your homebrew world, Mr. Moose. But I'll just say that I think the only person who can see this is possibly Camiel or even Sirsha, depending on what Sirsha's connection to, I don't know, spirits, I suppose.
What you doing?
You would see. a figure just hover above Bran as he's cooking the meal for tonight for everyone. He doesn't seem to be aware of it, of this looming figure that's actually hovering over his head. But it does nothing. It just floats there, keeping watch over the camp.
Okay. What's the reason nobody else could see that? Is it a alignment thing?
It is a spirit. So I was just
okay.
doing that for flavor, but if you would like to change that would be cool. But I am also actually casting the spell itself over the night. Guardian of Faith.
Guardian of Faith. Okay.
Yes, so if anything were to approach the camp, it would get a nasty surprise.
Gleaming sword and shield. So with the symbol of your deity. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I would say that would be fine. Anything else you guys want to do?
I think Saoirse would use her primeval awareness again, probably as after they've had, after they've eaten and everybody's been resting. She would use primeval awareness again. At expending a second level spell slot. So for 2 minutes, she's just curious. She just wants to know and try and sense whether or not there's anything in the area along the lines of, where was it? Aberration, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, undead.
This is definitely more, I would even say, within the 6 miles, because you are kind of like in this foresty grove within. It's kind of mixing. The terrain is kind of changing here from just flat plains, and it's starting to get a little bit rougher, and the elevation is kind of climbing a little bit. So I would give you a little bit of mountains range, or a little bit of forest range right through here. And for 6 miles, I would say no, you do not sense anything. Specifically to your primeval awareness, you do not sense anything.
Mm-hmm.
The original trigger that kind of got your attention and kind of got you pointed in this direction in the first place, you do feel this big negative energy that is near you. You kind of look as you turn around. It is definitely this dome that is emitting some sort of just negative energy. It is not. It is not evil. It does not seem to be damaging to anything. But the evil that it's protruding, you look up at the trees, and you can see that it's just dead on this side. The grass where this thing was, or whatever, the grass ends at a certain point, almost in a radius of whatever this spell is. So it's almost uniform in its distance, as it's kind of everything around it just seems dead.
Gotcha.
That's what's happening now. So you definitely feel that, but it's not pinging the same way as like a creature would, or something that's undead.
It just feels there's something off about it, something unnatural, so to say. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Then she would just, like I said, she would just do that. Probably hold on to that a little bit, and keeping it to herself a little bit, she would be willing to take the first watch.
Yeah. Just for sake of time, I won't.
The tree.
Just for sake of time, I won't have anybody do watches. I'll say that you guys could rest and have a clean night's full rest at the end of it. You guys could stay up and take watch and do watches like that just for the flavor portion of this. But I would say that everything passes. Everything passes okay. There's no issues during the night during camping. You wake up, the oozes bodies are still there. The darkness is still there. You do feel this kind of eerie tone in the air. The weather's kind of shifting. It's getting a little cooler than what you were, and you kind of feel it kind of cut through you. The sun's not out as brightly as it was. Just being in this, not just being in this space. It's kind of both moving terrain and being in this space. You just kind of feel this gloom hanging over you.
Well, do we try to get rid of the dome?
Well, having a full night's rest, I would say Bran would have switched out his spells, and he would try to if nobody else has anything in mind.
No.
Try to take a crack at it.
Well, this is what Camille wanted anyway.
Oh yeah, and
Sorry.
the spiritual guardian would have disappeared over the night.
Hmm?
Yeah, she actually just for a little bit of roleplay or RP. Camille would actually approach Bran and among the conversation of dispelling this darkness, she would fall silent for a bit and be like, so, guardian angel hovering over you deep in the night.
I'm sorry?
About the whole angel thing.
Bran kind of gives Camille a weird look as he is prepping his spell.
Oh, don't act all coy. It's an angel, it's a lady, it's floating around and giving everyone a weird look.
I understand we had a harrowing experience, Cam, but
Don't you dare say I'm crazy. I saw it.
I won't say it, but there definitely wasn't any angels about.
Fine, then I'm crazy.
Did hear bells, though. I figured that was Emmy or something in her tent.
Didn't hear no bells, only saw an angel woman thingy. Whatever it is. Looked like an angel.
Bran will give Camiel one final look of of doubt, I suppose.
And she just she scrunches her nose and takes a deep breath. And as she slowly walks away from Bran, she whispers, "I'll crack you one of these days. You just wait."
And with that, Bran would rest his warhammer on the ground, and an ethereal green energy would pour from the warhammer, and the clouds above would actually seemingly part as a massive beam of light appears in the center of the dome. Bran will cast Daylight, originating from the center of the dome in a 60-foot radius. That is a that is a 3rd level spell.
You're casting at 3rd level?
Yes.
Okay. As you cast the spell, you see this light begin to penetrate the top of this bubble, and you can almost see it kind of begin to fight, and kind of the blackness begins to roll off for a moment until it doesn't. It falls back upon itself, and the dome reestablishes itself. The light that is penetrating it hits the dome. It doesn't go any further.
After a few moments of fighting this magical darkness, Bran eventually stands back up.
You feel that it was close. You feel that it wasn't enough.
Rats. Interesting. I actually do not. I do have something more powerful, but I needed a certain ingredient for it, which I do not have on me. But I do have one more thing that we can try.
You have a feeling that the daylight would be effective, but it wasn't powerful enough.
If you're saying that I should cast it at a higher spell slot, it doesn't say anything about it being possible to cast it at a higher spell slot.
Any spell that you can cast, you can cast at a higher spell slot. It may not have any other advantages to do so, but if you are trying to one-up a different spell or overcome something else that was cast at a certain level, then it would take a certain level of a spell to be able to break it.
All right. Well, in that case, good to know. I will. Bran will resume his kneeling position, and he'll concentrate harder on the spell, and evoking the power of the Uplifter, Bran will cast it at a 5th level spell.
And as you do, the light beam just refocuses in, almost like a magnifying glass, pierces through the darkness, and this time it's not even close. This darkness just obliterates it, and you see this darkness be removed. And you can see clearly the mud, the stone, a single stone, almost the size of it's about 1 foot by 2 foot stone. As this light kind of pours in from the sky, illuminating the space.
And with that, Bran would gesture to the rest of the party, illuminated by this glorious beam of light.
Well done, Bran.
Well, took a bit of effort. Whoever casted this is very skilled.
Is that? Did you say there was a stone?
Yes, in the center. There's no piece for it, but let's just say it's a stone.
So, and Dante just points down to it. Is that? I assume that's the source. Whatever you would say.
It could be something. And with that, Camiel actually just approaches it and steps into the mud, not caring about it at all. And she approaches this stone in the middle.
And the stone says, "Here fell a great hero."
Is there a name?
No name.
Huh.
Well, that's interesting.
It's a grave, I think. But
the stone is old. Taking a look at it, you can tell that it is very old. At least a century or more. It's been worn. It's been worn slightly. It seems like whatever this is meant as a place of protection. Cam, as you no, that's fine. Never mind that. Yeah, as you start reading the stone, it's very simple. It looks old, but not as weathered as you would expect it to be. And it says, "Here lies," or not "Here lies." It just says, "Here fell a great hero." If you were here, I'd have her make a history check. Well, everybody roll me a history check.
Okay.
And I'll roll hers last if need be.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Nice, 24.
Yeah, one.
It's a stone.
It's a stone.
Branimir, as you're looking at this stone, and definitely Amy would be right next to you, wanting to know this, and starting her brain turning as well. The 24, with all of the connections that you've heard recently, of all the stories in the past that you've heard, you would realize that the story of the Vindex ended when Atlas was killed. The group kind of fell apart after that. After he was killed, there was a wizard that had killed him kind of randomly somewhere near. It was always said that it was outside of Ropeburg. This is only about a day away from Ropeburg, so it fits. The connection point, the age, everything fits. This seems to be the place where Atlas had fell.
I feel like this might be where Atlas is buried.
Really? This seems. I mean, I'm not suggesting you're wrong. It just seems such a strange place.
But why is it all dead? I mean, there's a dead person, but still, like, everything around it is dead.
Was it cursed?
I'm thinking it could be a curse.
By the
Maybe it's
Shadow
a-
Queen.
Do you
Hmm.
think?
The spell was powerful.
It does make sense, I suppose, to try and stop anybody from finding it. Do we? Dante just sort of looks at everyone. Do we dig it up? Are we digging? Is that what-
Camille, Camille kind of, it's like a pained grin, but it's like in her eyes, she has thought of doing the same thing, but she didn't say anything, and then she slowly just looks at Saoirse and then looks at Bran. Do we dig?
Bran
Is
actually
it-
looks very uncomfortable with the idea.
No, Emmy would say yes.
It's a desecration, isn't it? Isn't it disrespectful?
I'll do it.
Yeah, but you never know what you're going to find when you start digging.
I'll do
Shush!
it. I'll do it. It's okay. You guys can step back if you want.
Well, I'm not going to stop you.
I mean,
But-
yeah. Sorry.
Unfortunately, I can't really help either. It feels wrong for me to do so. I can only cheer you on.
I'll perform a ceremony for the remains, if that'll make everyone feel better.
Sure.
Actually, is there anything that Camille can do for the dead land around her? Can she?
hun,
Yeah.
the plant-
What was it called?
plant growth.
Plant growth. Yes. I don't know if that will be powerful enough, though. That depending on what this darkness is or this dead patch of land is. If it's a
You
curse.
did it for 8 hours or something like that. It'll be lush for like 2 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
After you still, once you step into this place and you are covered in this daylight, you still feel that presence. You still feel that essence of whatever that was evil is still there and surrounding it. And as you go in and as you kind of are no longer focused on the stone but are thinking, you definitely feel heavier. You definitely feel this weight on your shoulders as this place is just dark. Even though you're in bright sunlight now because of the spell that is piercing through this effect of darkness, it is still there's whatever spell is cast is still there. It is just the effect is being overtaken right now. The effect of darkness is being overshadowed by this cast of light.
So, can we say that an artifact is here?
You have no clue.
Oh,
No clue.
Dante will pull out his handpick that he had since the mine, our little mine adventure against the spiders, and he'll just start digging. Sort of look at everyone at first, and then just sort of like shrug and go to
Make
digging.
make an investigation before you dig, right, Dante?
Okay.
It's
You
rigged with a mine.
Did you say intimidation or perception?
Yeah, yes. Intimidation against the stone. No, perception.
Now you listen here, Atlas.
Perception or investigation?
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Perception for 10. You can tell that the ground doesn't seem disturbed. I mean, it's old, but it doesn't seem disturbed. It just seems like there's a stone here. But you could certainly try it and see if there's something else here.
Yeah, he's going to do that. He'll dig. He'll take his pick out and he'll just start digging.
because what I'm
and-
thinking. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
What I'm thinking is, if there's an artifact here, perhaps that's the reason as to why the land is dead. It could be emitting some sort of curse.
I would say that okay, Dante, you start digging.
Yep.
Camille, are you gonna do plant thing, or are you gonna do something else, or you
No.
thinking still?
Yeah, you know what? She's gonna try. She's gonna try her best.
Okay, Brian, what are you gonna do?
Well, once the, if there are any remains, or a body is to be exhumed or something, Brand would like to perform a funeral rite ceremony on the body,
Okay.
just for RP flavor, just to,
So you're gonna hold your action to pray.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Saoirse, what are you doing?
She's just watching the others, maybe racking her brain a bit, thinking, it's possible that this seems just like a marker to memorialize where he fell. It doesn't mean that he's buried here.
Hmm.
And that she's just trying to think if she's heard anything about when he died. Was he just left and buried where he fell, or did they take him somewhere else?
You can roll a history on that.
Addie will be
Okay.
sniffing around.
Okay.
Roll another history, maybe 21.
On a 21, I will say that it is unclear. The focus of the lore has always been on the group itself, not the end and demise.
Okay.
But you also know that there are no graves to any of the Vindex that are marked. There's nothing that is known in history of the actual remains and where they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to roll one thing. So as you begin digging, Dante, I'm going to say that Emmy starts thinking about things as well. And she had to go, so I'm going to roll for her. I'm going to do an Arcana check. After feeling that, still feeling that connection, still feeling that darkness. She doesn't know what that is. With an 11. She just feels it. There's no idea of what's causing it. And then I'll give her one history roll to see exactly. 23. Yeah, she would know that the same thing as you, Rob, that throughout the history of all this, the ending is never the focal point, and it's always kind of it end after Atlas died with no real explanation of the details. And none of the bodies there are no like marked graves as monuments to these people. There are monuments, but they're not graves. The only thing that actually Branimir would know is that in a letter that he had from King Ortron, It's said that Avalanche was buried in an unmarked grave near his home, near his original tribe, in the mountains. But that's the only thing, and that is not a public document. That would be something specific to him. Dante digs, and you guys are there for an hour or so as he's digging, and he's looking for anything. And as he's digging, he finds nothing.
Nothing?
I just saw, just as a heads up, I don't know if you saw it, Moose. Bren is still in chat for a bit. She said Emmy still has an 18 with her portents, so...
Oh, okay.
I
So
think
if she
she's
would
maybe
use that
wondering
18
about-
for the Arcana check?
That's
see.
what my guess is, but she would be the
An 18 on the Arcana check. 18 on the Arcana check would still not be enough to identify specifically what spell was cast. She would know that this is a spell that is still cast and still active, that the daylight is breaking the darkness effect, but she would not know exactly what spell was cast. And Camille, go ahead and roll go ahead and roll a religion. I will say that the connection with you and your deity, I need some sort of performance check in there. So roll a religion as you're trying to connect with Ava to see what kind of power, because you're trying to overcome a spell that's already cast. I want to see how difficult it is.
Funny enough, for paladin, I've
cleric
got a
and the
negative
paladin.
1 in religion. But here we go.
Here we go.
You start going around the outside of the circle nearest where the plants are already grown and trying to fill in. And you do have some usage. It does work around the outside. And you see the growth begin to take in. And as soon as you pass your hand over and kind of bless this area, and as you move on to the next, moving on to the next space of 10, 15 feet, you look back and you build it so that it's like this lush grass that kind of springs up for a moment and then kind of withers a little bit as you pass by, after you pass by. So whatever effect you're having on it is minimal because the effect of the spell that you're going against is still in effect.
Well, fuck it all then.
You, Camille, start to have kind of like this headache as you're kind of walking around the edge of this thing and are standing in the dome. You just begin to have a headache. Roll a Constitution check.
Oh, Jesus. Constitution. Oh, geez. Here we go. Oof, Jesus.
Lots of 8s.
Stop
You
giving
kinda-
me 8s.
Bit rough.
You kind of have this headache, and then you start to kind of like not feel so good. You
Ugh.
feel like you're gonna throw up, and you feel like you have to get out of the circle.
And she will do so, and she doesn't really hurry as not to catch anyone's attention. She's just gonna saunter over outside of the circle and just sit her.
As soon as you cross the barrier of where that darkness was and where this light is, you feel 1,000% better. Your headache is gone. This nausea that you have in your pit, your stomach is gone. You don't feel the way you did as soon as you crossed that barrier. You started not feeling well.
She's just gonna sit there and watch everyone else, but say absolutely nothing.
Do we break the stone? Maybe it's in the stone.
You dug and you didn't find anything.
I actually meant the stone itself, like the.
Oh, you break the stone?
Yeah. Oh no, no. I'm just asking. I turned to everybody else. Do we break the stone?
If Dante were to break the stone and say there's nothing in it, would Bran be able to use a mend spell on it and repair the stone? Or is that too big of an object?
No, I think it's only. I think the stonemen can do like a foot at a time, and this is only like a 1 foot by 2 foot. It would mend the stone. If he were to crack any of the writing, it would not be. You would fix the stone, but not fix it to the way that it was. You would fix the stone part, not the engraved part.
Hmm. How long does Emmy's detect magic spell last? I'm pretty sure it lasts quite a
I think
quite a
it's-
bit.
Detect magic? No, it's only 10 minutes.
Only
1
10
minute?
minutes.
It's about
Because
10.
if
10
like,
minutes.
if it was still on, considering this is a magical artifact, wouldn't she be able to sense the presence of an artifact within the stone if that were the case? Before
I would-
breaking it?
I would say that she would cast that again if it faded. Wanting to know that and not really having answers for it. Yeah. Detect magic. Yeah, she's got one more first level spot, so she would cast the first level. Oh, she didn't reset after long rest anyway. So yeah, she would cast her detect magic again, and it would you do not feel anything. She feels the dome around her, and sees the magic involved in that, but there's nothing on the ground or in the ground or on the stone, and this does not seem to be the source of this spell. It is kind of around and within it, but there's nothing specifically. It's all that one evocation spell that's there.
Well, I don't think there's anything in the stone.
So nothing under, nothing in the stone. So it's just a marker, so we know where Atlas died. Do we have?
But he wasn't buried here.
No. So why would somebody cover this up?
One of the Vindex? To memorialize it?
What? I suppose. But if one of the Vindex did do that, perhaps these creatures just found their way in, and we're using this site as a means to bait people in. Maybe they have nothing to do with.
Maybe it's that negative energy. Maybe it attracted them. Just like we were kind of drawn here, maybe they were drawn to that too.
That seems to work for me. I mean, that makes sense, I suppose. I don't really know anything about magic, but that could be a thing, I suppose. Bran, coming out.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You still okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, perhaps there's nothing to be done. It's just a marker.
Feeling a little uncomfortable about this curse here. This can be after everything that anybody else wants to do. But Bran would like to take a moment and possibly even meditate outside of the circle, and actually ask his deity, the Uplifter, about particularly how we can cleanse this area, because this sort of rooted evil does not sit well with him.
So how are you doing that?
I suppose Bran would, he would find a spot maybe outside the circle, maybe like right here, and he would.
I mean,
just...
are you casting something, or are you just meditating?
Oh no. Well, I do actually still have my good boy point that I have not used. So I suppose he would try meditating first to see if he could gain some sort of connection, if even possible.
Yeah, roll. Well, no, I'm not even gonna have you roll. No, I would say that there would be nothing significant. You kind of feel like the warm embrace of the uplifter as you're kind of sitting there, and being so close to this darkness, it does feel so much different as soon as you begin to meditate. But there was no specific information given. There's no specific details of what to do or how to do it.
Alright. Well, shoot. What do we do with this? Because if this
What
evil
level is-
energy...
What level is Divine Intervention?
Divine Intervention is actually level 10.
Okay.
Sadly. But yeah, if we leave this sort of cursed area here, and if what Emmy said is true, then if we leave it here, it's just gonna attract more slimes, and maybe not even slimes next time, but other creatures.
Other people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a solution? Like, do we have a means of getting rid of it, the curse, or?
It is a
Depends on
spell. It could be, if anything that was spelled, it could be despelled. I can't do that, but I don't know if you can, Brian.
I do, but I can't use a 5th level slot. I can use a 4th level slot for it, though, if that's good enough.
I have no clue.
But yes, Bran will take a moment to, I guess, meditate again, and he'll sort of rub his hand across the dirt or the mud of the circle in the corner there, and he'll mutter an incantation, and he will attempt to dispel magic the area, or the sphere, the dome, at a 4th level spell slot.
What was your good boy point again? I forget what that was.
My good boy point was basically I get a free hotline to my deity.
Oh, the question. You can ask one question, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to use that or no?
Well, let's try the dispel magic at 4th level, and if that doesn't work, then I'll use my good boy point.
So you continue this meditation, and it kind of continues into this beginning of the casting of the spell. Roll. You begin to cast this, and you feel that as you begin to cast it, you begin to feel it take over, and just like the daylight trying to pierce the darkness, you feel it begin to take in and begin to set in, but you feel it's just not powerful enough. I want you to roll me an Arcana check to see if you can convince your deity to be able to help you in this situation.
Not a persuasion?
How are you going to persuade him? What would you say?
Oh. I will give you 5 bushels.
We'll gladly pay you
Lightning.
Tuesday for a hamburger today.
For a
Right
hamburger
behind you.
today. I will hand you 5 bushels of wheat at your nearest temple. No. I suppose. Yeah, couldn't he say that he would call upon his deeds in the past? I suppose. I guess honoring him in his name. I suppose those deeds were done in his name, so he would try to plead with the uplifter to take those good deeds and see if it could be a boon for this particular cursed area.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Yes. Persuasion. What? For God's sake. I have a 5.
Yeah, I would say as you begin to cast the spell, you feel that the power is not enough. And as you begin to meditate and you begin to try to convince the uplifter, you talk about your deeds. You begin to remember the things that you've done, the people that you're trying to save. These good deeds that you're trying to accomplish in the name of the uplifter. For a moment, you feel it begin to fail. And then a surge of energy comes through your hands as it pours through, and you can feel it begin to crack. And you don't see it, but you hear this as the magic fades. The daylight still continues, but the sense of dread that you feel here, the sense of worry and despair fades. Camille, you feel much lighter. Even though you are moved away from the circle, just being near it, again, that effect of not realizing it until it was gone, that it was affecting you, that it was feeling it in your bones, that there was something that you shouldn't be next to, that was wanting you to be expelled from it. You get one word back in your brain as you're in your head as you begin to do this, as you begin to focus, as it continues to crack and it breaks. This was hallowed ground. And then you open your eyes and see that this area is no longer the way it was. You can feel it's different. You have broken the curse.
Hey.
Well done.
Yay! Well done.
And that
Cool.
is where we're going to leave it for this week.
Sister Ava, why did you fail me? Damn it, big booby mama.
Well, I mean, you can also do the same thing, can't you? Like, you can attempt to speak with your deity?
She can, but she's not gonna bother her right now. Because this feels like something that she can do. She at least she feels like this is something she can handle herself. And so I don't feel like she's gonna try and attempt to contact Sister Ava for this task.
So Camille's stubborn is what you're telling me.
She doesn't want to be a burden, that's all.
No, she's stubborn.
Well, fuck you too.
All right. Thank you for all of our followers and supporters this week. Thank you for everyone that was watching tonight, this evening. Appreciate everyone that was around. Where's my notes at? There we go. Thank you for this week and every week for being here, being a part of the show. If you missed any part of this episode, the VOD is available immediately on Twitch, but they won't stay there forever. If you want to catch up on any of our previous episodes of the campaign, the link to our YouTube is below. Search Black Dragon RP and look for our big Dragon Eye logo at YouTube. Last thing before we go, I want to take a moment and shout out our players. In the info box below, you'll see some links. Go see these wonderful people wherever they are. Some have links to their Twitter, like RPG Theologian, Rob, who plays Saoirse, the Relentless Hunter, Aaron, who plays Branimir, some who stream here on Twitch, like Thumper Nux, Ryan, who plays Dante, Yumi Sagara, Tony, who plays Camiel, and Brenna, who plays Emmy on the Bryn, and she's found on the Bryn Nailed It channel. I'm Brad. I'm known as Monocle Moose on all platforms. Go check all of us out. Please go to the info box below and say hi to us there. I think that wraps up this episode from us. Thank you very much for being here. We will see you here again next week. Same time, same Twitch channel. We love you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.